Hey everybody, welcome back to In the Bay, episode 7.
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. It's been a minute since we've had a chance to talk.
Yeah, about a month, eh?
Yeah, it's been a challenging couple weeks and months now, but
Crazy.
you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
Crazy
Good.
is definitely a good word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been busy at work?
Yeah, it was a little dead before, it started getting colder. Now we're starting to see some more deer hits.
Yeah,
Typical
nice,
with this time of year.
those
The
nice
money makers.
Those
just
nice
radiator,
Wisconsin deer hits.
Yeah, radiator, condenser, maybe a core support.
Headlamp
Boom, boom,
here
boom.
and there.
Oh, yeah.
Those are always the best jobs, aren't they?
Close to it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have you back. Missed you. I
It's
haven't
good to
seen
be
you
back.
very much.
As I say, I don't think I've seen you since probably a week before 2 weeks before SEMA?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, it's been a couple weeks.
I'll get to see you this weekend. It's Bryce's birthday this weekend.
Yep.
23?
Yep, 23.
Yeah, man. I'm you know what that means?
Huh.
Your mom's getting old.
I know.
Love you, Auntie Terry.
Oh, I love you, Mom. But, yeah.
Just kidding. That means I'm getting really old. So. No, we're going to have the whole family's coming down from the UP this weekend. And
Yeah. Be nice.
go to Prime Quarter and grill some steaks on Saturday. Is that the plan?
Yeah. I couldn't think anywhere else that could host 12 people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it was good last year. We'll go again.
Well, it's always fun to go there, even though
Yeah.
you and your brother do it wrong. Just throw your meat on the grill and get it off the grill and go eat. You gotta bask in the glow of the fire pit and enjoy your time.
I like my medium rare. A little char on the outside.
I know, but don't put it right on top. Put it aside. We'll figure it out. I'm just gonna have a salad bar, I think, this year anyway. So.
Really?
Yeah, well, I love their salad.
You're going to go to a steakhouse
Texas
and not
toast and baked potato. That's not a steakhouse. It's a steak restaurant.
the steak bar.
It's a steak bar. It's for the experience. It's for the ambiance, if you will. But
All right.
it's fun. I still do like going there. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be a game time decision. Maybe I will
Switch it up on the
for a
fly.
steak. Yeah. So
Maybe they'll throw Jackson Darden instead of Jameis Winston on Sunday for the Giants.
something like that.
Something like that. The old switcheroo.
Oh, what else is going on?
Not much. Same old. Working. I'm not working. I'm sleeping. And we're hanging out with the girlfriend. So
Yeah, awesome.
it's pretty much how it is. I mean, I wouldn't say it's crunch time this year, or this time of the year, but it's starting to get busy. So going a little early, stay a little bit later.
Good.
Make a little extra money.
And you missed our first curling game.
Yes.
Curling match last
I
Friday.
did. And unfortunately, I think I might have to miss the next one too.
Oh.
The 21st. Right?
Yeah.
I might have to miss that.
All
I
right,
do have my shift up right now, but nobody has taken my shift.
Okay. Well,
I will make sure to take off for December and the following
we
months.
had some admirable subs fill in last time for you and Kathy, and we'll see if we can get them again. And maybe we can get a win on the board.
I was gonna say I lost by a point.
Oh yeah, that was on me. I had a couple of last stone misses that I shouldn't have missed, and turned out those two bad ends, 5-shot swings. So everybody else, the front end did really well, sweeping did really well, but yeah, the skip.
Skip wasn't skipping.
Skip wasn't skipping very good, so I'm sure Kathy would be disappointed in my performance. But good thing she wasn't there to yell at me. So.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
But we missed both of you, so hopefully Kathy's gonna be out for another several weeks. Yeah. So, but we'll get the band back together hopefully towards the end of January and into February and finish strong.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna make sure that whatever Fridays I have off or that are gonna be curling, I'll just take them off.
Yeah.
From working at the bar.
Cool.
So that way it won't be a problem.
Cool. So wanted to cover a couple of different things tonight. I thought one, we've got an interesting back bay request that we had come in that I want to talk about and kind of
Very shocking.
kind of show the power I think of back bay and what I'm trying to do here again and connecting technicians in the industry directly with tool equipment product makers, vehicle makers. This kind of speaks directly to that. And then I thought we could talk a little bit about SEMA
Yeah.
Had
Because you just went.
just got back Friday,
Yeah.
and it was a busy week, and got a few things that we're gonna tease a little bit. Some things in Back Bay, and yeah, it was a good week. But let's start with this Back Bay inquiry that we got. So let's pull that up here. So this was on a 2021 Dodge Durango, and here's the message that we received. We are running into an issue with the replacement of the impact sensor on a 2021 Dodge Durango. The vehicle is not recognizing the new impact sensors. They were superseded to a new part number, and the vehicle does not recognize the new part number. Is there some kind of calibration or relearn of the sensors we are missing? And so this collision repair facility had reached out to the local dealership. They had reached out to who they thought was representing Stellantis corporate. We got some bad information. Actually, I didn't include it in here, but they were told to just use a recycled, right? A recycled one, which is a big no-no for every vehicle manufacturer. I mean,
So you want to use one off a crash car?
oh, yeah. Recycled fenders, bumper covers. Okay, that's one thing, but
Doors.
like SRS parts, like that's always been
I was just
a
saying,
no-no.
in
So
my short time doing this, if we've never used safety restraint system parts, even
No.
belts, nothing.
it's just I mean, talk about bad information, and it was a really weird situation. So the shop and I had a little bit of back and forth on it, and then ultimately again we weren't able to kind of figure this out. So what I did was I escalated it to Stellantis. So I reached out to my contact at Stellantis. Lynn, thank you very much for all your support, not just on this one, but throughout the years. Lynn's a great dude and is always incredibly helpful in getting us what we need and getting us answers to things. So I reached out to Lynn, and Lynn wasn't aware of it either. So Lynn sent it on to the diagnostic team at Stellantis. And so again, they had a few back and forths, and Lynn reached back out to me looking for a little bit more information. So this is over the course of probably close to a week, a work week anyways, so 5 weeks. So trying to figure out what was going on here. Well, what was going on in that 2021, 2022 timeframe? That was during COVID. So come to find out, they had made a change, and then for whatever happened, there was no communication between the service engineering department, the publications department. So just a little bit of miscommunication. And this is one thing that I think a lot of people, a lot of technicians, a lot of shops, a lot of people in the industry don't realize just how vast and how big these vehicle manufacturers are. I've gone to meetings at a vehicle manufacturer where two employees of the same company that work on the same vehicle and kind of in the same area, like we're meeting each other for the first time. So just think about the thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of content that they have to produce for a service manual and a body repair manual. And like the collision repair group is kind of like, usually like one person, right? Like it's Lynn at Stellantis, and now Lynn's got somebody else helping him. But the vehicle manufacturers just don't have a vast collision repair group, and so it's hard. And so I completely understand how it can happen, but it's just unfortunate that we have that it does happen. So through those conversations and through the back and forth on it, this is what we found out. So we reached out to them and found out that the 2022 and earlier Durango models came with, I won't read the part number, but you can see it there, ending in 636AA impact sensors. 2023 and newer models use the 3055AA, so a different part number, which again we already knew from the facility. However, the new ones, the 355AA sensor, is not compatible with the original occupant restraint control module, and therefore needs to have the 2023 or newer ORC module installed. The new ORC for the Durango are as follows, and then we've got the part numbers listed in there. So again, what ultimately they needed to do was they needed not just the sensor, but the control module to be able to talk to the new sensor that was superseded the old one. So,
And I could see how that could be a problem, especially during COVID, because we were low on computer chips, low on plastic, literally low on everything, especially like computer modules
people
like
weren't
that.
going to work.
Yeah, you couldn't go to work and shit, and people, if they did go to work, half of them didn't go to work because they could just say they had COVID and stay home all day.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. So it's that's a problem. And again, chances are this wasn't the first shop that ran into this problem. But just people probably figured out some other type of workaround, or maybe they figured it out on their own. Who knows? But so I did talk to Lynn at SEMA last week. It sounds like a bolt-in of some sort is being worked on. So as soon as that's made available, we'll be sure to make it available in Back Bay so that those shops and technicians that are in Back Bay will see that and be aware of it. And I would imagine there'll probably be some other publications that will pick up on that as well. And I'll be sharing this story. I'm working, nothing's official yet, nothing's finalized yet. I am working with an industry publication to kind of do a monthly feature, and I'm going to use something from Back Bay like this to share through that publication. So that's keep an eye out for that. And once that happens, we'll certainly make an announcement and share that with everybody. But I just got to follow up with them and get that rolling. So just need to move that forward. So
Nice.
yeah. So that's something new in Back Bay. We've continued to get technicians getting involved. We had some other questions, which I think we can make another great show at some point. We've been talking about destructive weld testing and how to make weld samples for destructive weld testing, particularly with weld bonding, because you've got the adhesive, you've got the shunting considerations, and so we just want to talk about that a little bit. So I think that's another good top opportunity, maybe for our next show or for a future show, to kind of talk about weld testing. I'm happy that people are talking about weld testing and making sure that their welders are properly tuned before welding on the customer's car. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen historically too often. So I'm glad people are talking about it and asking questions. And we've done a number of videos as that Collision Hub on that, and we'll certainly leverage some of that content as well. And all those posts are now in Back Bay as well. So that whole thread on destructive weld testing is now incorporated into here as well. For those that are in Back Bay, check that out and see what we had to say about that. So. Yeah, so cool. Again, kind of an example of the power of Back Bay and connecting technicians directly with the vehicle manufacturer. Now, again, the vehicle manufacturer in this case didn't answer the question in Back Bay, but through my conversation with Lynn, we've got that support out there as well. So, and speaking of Back Bay and tool and equipment product makers. Let's talk a little bit about SEMA. So I was only out there for a few days. I got out there Tuesday and I took a red eye home Friday morning, I guess technically 12:30 a.m. flight. Got through TSA before the TSA shutdowns were supposed to start happening. So that was good. We had some troubles getting out of Las Vegas due to some equipment challenges, but we ultimately had to change planes after everybody was already on the plane, and somebody ran into the aft drain tube and rendered it inoperable and irreparable. So everybody got off and everybody went down 6 gates, and then they transferred all the luggage and transferred all the food, and so our 12:30 flight took off around 2 a.m. or so.
That's still a pretty good time though.
It's
for
not
them to transfer everything over.
Yeah. Well, and I wasn't sweating it because I had plenty of time for my layover in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Others, they were in jeopardy of missing their 6:30, 7 a.m. flights that they're connecting, and they just want to get home, and I get it. But I wasn't sweating it too much, and plus once I'm in Minneapolis, it's 4-hour ride if worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So, but no, lots of good conversations last week, and again, I've had a lot of people as I've been putting Back Bay together, saying, hey, I want to get involved. They like where it's going, but they just haven't gotten there yet. And so I was following a lot of people going like, we got to get you in there. So we sat down on a couple of people's phones and walked through the registration process and got them in there. And then some other organizations we met, and we're going to have some follow-up. I've got think 4 meetings scheduled for next week with tool equipment providers that want to get in there and help out as well. So
Nice.
yeah, so that was good. Great conversations with a number of other big organizations. I'm trying to get, for lack of a better term, kind of an easy button into their program, so when a technician or a shop is challenged with something, they can click on a Back Bay icon and launch Back Bay and ask a question. And so I am excited about the opportunities that are there. No timeline on that yet, no definitives on that, but some great progress to help out with that. So
I'm trying to make a car Google kind of, huh?
a who?
Car Google.
Oh, car Google? Yeah.
Collision repair Google.
Sure. Yeah, and I got a couple other cool things that I'm going to share with you offline about what I'm working on as well that could be revolutionary, I think. So really excited about that. But the other thing I did while I was there, in addition to, so my history of SEMA has been, when I was with iCar, it was, working on the collision repair refinish stage. It was coordinating presentations, and I spent most of my time kind of in that general area, helping set up and tear down and coordinating. And I walk around a little bit and talk to a few people. But I didn't have a lot of meetings. I didn't have a lot of off-site stuff going on. And then at Collision Hub, it was a lot of client work, so we'd be in the select booth for a lot of the part of the day, or at BASF or SADA or wherever other clients were, ask us to do some video on. And so it was kind of moving around a little bit, but I still didn't have a lot of meetings. Well, this year it was meeting after meeting after meeting, and I experienced for the first time in my life what a lot of other people in the industry experience at SEMA, just kind of going from meeting to meeting to meeting. So that was a little bit different for me, a little bit unique.
Yeah.
But I still had an opportunity to visit a number of different booths. I had a number that I wanted to get to that I got to, a couple others that I wasn't able to have conversations with. I went to Polyvance, for example. I wanted to talk to the Polyvance team a little bit, and they were slammed. They were too busy the whole time. We never really had much of a chance to talk. I talked to John from there for a little bit, but Kurt was always just super busy, and so I'm going to follow up with all of them and get some more conversation going. But there's been a big swing to there's been a bit of a movement in the industry towards repairing more bumpers,
Yeah, because they cost so much.
and so there's some confusion around what's repairable, what's not repairable, and so I think we'll talk about that at some point in the future as well.
A big rule of thumb, just kind of like a general rule of thumb that I've kind of figured out is, if it's not in the area of a blind, like say for a rear bumper, a blind spot monitor.
Yeah.
Like on Suburbans and stuff, they have the bumper mounted ones. Well, you don't want to put more plastic in front of them.
Yep.
So usually if there's damage to where the sensor is going to be, or even remotely, we even think it might be close, we just wind up replacing it just for the safety of the repair.
So like GM, I mean, they're like no bumper repairs at all. Paint only. Others, Honda's got a template, and others have nothing. So there are some differences for sure, but yeah, I mean, certainly I think if it's an area of a blind spot sensor, definitely we're not repairing it.
No.
If it's a tab underneath, that's going to be a little bit more repairable, unless again the vehicle manufacturer warns against it. But I think we could probably do a whole show on that and talk about that at some point as well.
Because I think a majority of, right now, from what I see, is there's two types of jobs we get in the shop.
Okay.
It's either super small ones, and people want to get them fixed really quick, in and out, like scratching a bumper, scratching a door fender, whatever. Or they're massive jobs. There's not any in between.
Yeah.
There's either super small ones or super big ones. And I think the people, and it's hard right now. The economy's hard right now.
Sure.
So say you get a dent in the door, a couple dents in the door, scratched up quarter, you're like, well, I could use that $4,700, $5,000,
Sure.
pay off some credit cards or something else, put it towards something else. A lot of people are doing that right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's interesting times.
That's for sure.
Yeah. But at least there's some work coming in, to your shop.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least we actually just got some load level work, so they shipped some work from another shop to us. But the new system that they're using, they just load us up, and whatever comes in, comes in. they usually schedule a certain amount throughout the week, and then they have obviously whatever walk-ins come in or drops come in besides that. So I think this week, I mean, the sad part is though is a lot of the cars we get are total in a total. So
yeah, that's been happening a lot everywhere, and I think it's a combination of things. Part prices, sourcing.
Yeah.
Getting that. I think some, people are getting better at writing good, sound estimates. Those shops that are totaling more cars, they've been writing better estimates and really trying to figure out, and not doing things for free. If there's nothing wrong with doing things for free if you want to, but
most people don't like doing shit for free.
Somebody's got to take that. Someone's got to disconnect and reconnect that battery. Somebody's got to do all those little ancillary pieces. So I said either the shop's going to do it for free, which means the technician maybe kind of doing it for free as well, or the estimator's going to make sure they include that and that everyone's getting paid for working on cars.
I will say the estimates at the shop I'm at now have been way more thorough than what I have dealt with at my previous shop.
It's
night and day difference. I'd say there's probably a good 10-15 hours if I had to guess on average.
Good.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I said I shot some video of some different organizations that I want to go in their booths and see what they had new. So I thought we'd kind of maybe talk about a couple of those here.
Yeah.
Again, I'll probably put together some smaller clips of some of the videos, but the full videos are going to be exclusive for Back Bay. I went there on a media pass to cover the show from that perspective, and so we'll put that in Back Bay and include the information there. So the first place I want to talk about stopping at was Goliath Carts. I love Goliath Carts. Dito and the team over there they're always super friendly and pleasant to work with, and they've always got like cool stuff. One of the reasons I want Goliath Carts in Back Bay is because Dito and team, like, they make tools to make our lives easier. To make our lives better. They started with their estimating carts back in the day. They've got some cool file cabinets back in the day. I was fortunate enough to be involved in the development of a weld test stand a couple of years ago. That was an award-winning. It was the SEMA award for best tool a couple of years ago. So that was really cool to be involved in that and sit down with the design team and kind of map out what my dream weld test stand would be. And actually, you can see here on they've got the cool tools video that we shot at Collision Hub on their website for the first model. But they've got a new destructive weld test combo cart. So they took the weld testing stand and they put on a cart that's got a vise on it as well, and a T-handle, and for doing destructive peel test, as well as a handle for doing twist tests. And so they've kind of made this cart an all-in-one cart it's mobile, so you can move it from stall to stall. And again, it's got the adjustable area to put your coupons on. It's got a box for you to drop in the coupons once you make the welds and make the destructive test. So that was kind of a cool tool here. The other thing they've got there that I know we didn't get it on video. We got it on video last year at Collision Hub, so I didn't get a video this year of it. But I'm not sure if that's available online or not on the Collision Hub website or not. But it's a cart that you can put heavy stuff on. Maybe a transmission, or maybe again heavy stuff, and when you push the cart, it's effortless. It's powered, and you can move this cart. It's super cool, Bryce. I'll have to find. I'll make sure I include the website link on here for that. But it's a really cool cart that I thought was a pretty novel idea. And then what else do you have there this year? Always got a new RFD locking mechanism. So as you walk up to a cabinet, it automatically can unlock if you've got the right key fob in your pocket or your phone or whatever. So that was kind of cool as well. So but yeah, Goliath Carts, if you're not familiar with them, check them out, goliathcarts.com. They've got really cool tools, and again, they're in Back Bay. So the thought process there is, again, as a technician, we probably have all thought like, what would be cool is if I had a tool that would do this in this situation. Well, now you've got somebody that can potentially design something like that, and they're in Back Bay, and you can start a little message saying, hey, Dito, Hallie, like would it be cool if we could develop something like this, and that it might come to fruition. So that's one reason I want to have them in there. Another cool tool I thought was from GFS, Global Finishing Solutions. So GFS is a Wisconsin-based company. They're over on the west side of Wisconsin here, Osseo. They make some great spray booths. And they've got a program called Booth Connect, which is a remote paint booth monitoring system. So you think about the filters in a spray booth. Oftentimes they get dirty and they get clogged up, and then that negatively impacts the paint job that's going on there. Or perhaps they look dirty and we replace them maybe prematurely. The Booth Connect system, it will monitor the condition of the filters and let you know when it's time to replace those filters. They've got an online program you can look at to kind of see the booth usage from a power standpoint, on time, run time. It can really help the shop manage the booth from a financial standpoint, as well as making sure that those filters are replaced when they're supposed to be replaced. So it gives you kind of a green, yellow, and red based on the condition of the filters. And then you can, again, from a financial standpoint, make sure that you're not throwing away good filters and not using them too long, that you've got refinish issues that are caused by improper booth maintenance. So I really thought that was kind of a novel thing. And the Booth Connect isn't just for GFS spray booths. It's adaptable to any spray booth. So you could purchase it and put it on any spray booth. So I'm told. Again, I haven't done it. I don't know it, but that's what the crew there was telling me. So really good conversation with them, and they too are working on. I've got a meeting set up with them to get them into Back Bay. We don't have any spray booth information. We've only got limited refinishing information, so I want to make sure that we get some more refinishing in there. And so GFS is going to be joining Back Bay to help technicians with their paint concerns and spray booth concerns.
Nice.
Yeah. Then I stopped by Telwyn. So Telwyn's been around for a while. They're not really widely known in the U.S. market.
I was just saying, I've never even heard of these guys.
So they're an Italian company. They make really good equipment.
I saw that battery dent puller.
Yeah.
I saw something about that on my TikTok, and I
Yeah.
thought that was the cat's ass. I thought that was super slick. I thought one of those would be so nice that you could just have it like by your workstation. You pull it in.
Yeah, that was incredibly popular this year. A lot of people are stopping by the Telwyn booth to take a look at that. I've talked to a couple distributors, and they're like, they are in love with it. They can sell the heck out of it, they think. But Telwyn's got some really good welders. They've had good welders for a number of years. Now they got that battery powered dent puller. So again, we did a little demo in the Telwyn booth that's up on Back Bay now with Tim Morgan, and we also shot one with now I gotta look up his name. I forgot his name. I had it up here. Now I closed my window. It was with his Instagram name is Surlap_next_level Sergio Largo Pulido, and Sergio is from Spain. Sergio doesn't speak any English. So I had Sergio give us a Spanish tour of the booth that we've put into the Telwyn Spanish channel. So again, Back Bay is for every technician. We've already got that Spanish feature built into it. And so I want to make sure that since Telwyn had a Spanish-speaking individual there that's got a few 100,000 followers on Instagram, I wanted to include Sergio. Telwyn had the battery dent puller, their welding equipment. They've also got battery support equipment. So we're doing scanning and diagnostics, and it's important to maintain that battery support. Telwyn's got battery support. Again, I did not know that. I thought they had welders. I thought that's what Telwin did was welders, but they've got a lot more equipment than that. So
where are these guys based out of?
they're based out of Italy.
Italy?
They're based out of Italy.
Shit, I forgot you said that.
Yeah,
My
that's
bad.
all right. That's quite all right. So yeah, the Italian leadership was there too. I got to meet them and spend a little bit of time with them, and yeah, so it was so definitely check out telwin.com/US and look at that. But I said Telwin's in Back Bay. Tim's been very active in there. I've known Tim for many years, and he's trying to help get the word out about Collision Pro Assist and Back Bay as well. So Tim, thank you for that. But yeah, check out their equipment. Like I said, they've got some really cool stuff.
Did they give you a price point for that battery dent puller? I'm wondering if it would even show us.
I don't know. See, I don't ask those questions, Bryce, because
I guess that's not really what you're wondering.
I'm not usually buying stuff, so
Yeah.
I don't see anything on here. Just
Request must cost enough if they don't put it up on the website.
Yeah, well, maybe there's some Italian reason for it. Who knows? But yeah, but if anybody is interested in it, I can certainly get you connected with Tim yeah, on that. Okay. So I also stopped by my friends from Air Pro Diagnostics, Josh McFarland and team over there, and we had a great conversation, and I got a little bit of video. So I've known about their Augie product for a while, and Josh and I did a Cool Tools episode on Augie several years ago already. It was still kind of in its infancy. So Josh had just started with Air Pro. I had just started with Collision Hub. We got together, we did a little bit on it, but I'd never really seen it in action before. So I recorded a demo of Augie taking place. Augie, for those of you that don't know about Augie, it's a calibration system for like the forward-facing cameras. But you set it up on the windshield, and you tell what vehicle you're working on, what the system is, all the different checks and balances you need to go through, and it essentially projects an image of the correct targets at the correct distance.
Yep. Without you actually having to set them up.
Exactly. And so I, for the first time again, got to sit in the car and look at the targets that the forward-facing camera is looking at. And it was cool. It was really cool again. And they've done an extensive amount of testing on it. They've not just done like the U.S. stuff, but they've done the Euro NCAP testing for crash testing and performance. And it's a cool tool for sure, and it's definitely something worth at least taking a look at and learning a little bit more about if you're trying to get more familiar and do a little bit more of that work yourself. So I would encourage you certainly to reach out to Air Pro Diagnostics and take a look at that as well. So
it seems like a really cool invention, especially if you have a smaller shop that, say, the diag guy can't get there, and it's just just a lane keep assist or something. Well, a customer wants it on Friday. It's Thursday. Well, we can make it work.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. I also stopped by Kiko and Cam Auto to talk about their glue pull systems. They're both are always having revolutionizing and creating new things. So a good conversation with Charles about the Cam Auto, updates on glues and his new tools and equipment. He's always got something going on his head to work on it. Same thing with Kiko. I stopped by the Kiko booth, spent some time with Chris and Danny at Kiko, and we shot some video there as well. That's in Back Bay, talking about some of their new equipment, some of their new tabs and things that they've got available. And one of the things that we had in Back Bay, I'd asked the technicians, what types of training education are you guys looking for? And glue pull was the top of the list. So I talked to Danny about doing a presentation. So I'm meeting with Danny the first week of December, and we're going to start mapping out something where we can hopefully get together, have kind of a round table, if you will, in Back Bay. So anybody who's in Back Bay can participate and just ask questions from Kiko. So Kiko's all around the country doing demos and working with local distributors. But like if you've got a question now, like you don't want to wait for 6 months until they're in
Yeah,
Appleton or
because
Green Bay or
chances are
whatever.
you're gonna forget it.
So I want to do more of those kind of evening events and get technicians in there to again ask the people that build the tools and equipment and make the products and train them with equipment and products, not just a local distributor. Again, depending on the company, a lot of times those distributors aren't very knowledgeable. Other times they may not be as familiar with that product. So, but through Back Bay, we're connecting technicians directly with those subject matter experts. And we're probably and Glue Pole's gonna be our first one, and hopefully we can get Kiko and get Danny in there and just to have a chat, see some demos, and answer some questions that technicians have about glue pole repair. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
So.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah. I stopped by the B-Tag booth as well. I was going to try to get a little bit of video on the hot box that they've got. That didn't work out. They were swamped. It just never worked out. And that's the thing. Trying to shoot video at SEMA when you're not doing like client work, when you're just there kind of ad lib and trying to get stuff can be a challenge because they are so busy, which is a good thing for them, right? That means they're talking to shops, they're talking to customers, they're sharing their expertise with them. I'm pretty sure there's some videos on the hot box online. I'll post those post a link for that in the description. But yeah, so B-Take's got some pretty cool stuff as well. And then the last booth I stopped by, I always love stopping by the Pro Spot crew. They've got a massive floor print there, and they've always got cool stuff happening there. Love Ron Olson and his crew, and we had some good conversations. And this year they had a bunch of robotic things set up. Not ready for production kind of work yet, but they were doing like a race for welding. They had a couple of different coupons that the robot would go and pick up the coupon and put it in the mount and go pick up another coupon and put it in the mount. And then they made like 4 or 5 plug welds and then a couple of fillet lap welds. And then they had a booth next to it where technicians could go and try to time and beat the robot kind of thing. So again, not a production
It's just
equipment
something
necessarily,
cool.
but I think it points to where production tools could potentially go at some point. So I don't think technicians need to worry about losing their job to a robot anytime soon. But I think that there are some opportunities to use more robotics coupled with some AI stuff in the future to help technicians. Again, I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I think there might be something. One thing I can
think of already that would be helpful for is like van roofs. Say you don't want to get all the way up on the roof, stand on a ladder, you can just have the robot map it out and say, fill these welds, man. And
hear that, Ron?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because a lot of...
Go down, pick up the whole panel, set the panel in place?
Well, not necessarily that. I'm just saying mainly for
Why
just...
not?
Well, I mean, you could, but I'd say a good place to start is for just like welds. Because a big one is Sprinter vans and the Ford... why am I blanking?
Transit.
I was gonna say Econoline, but that's not right.
That's
way old. But yeah, the Transit.
You know what Econoline is?
Yeah. The Ford Transit, the high roofs, those things. Like I'm working on one right now. I'm putting on 2 exterior, kind of like they're not even structural panels. They're just for looks. And to get all the way up on the roof is you got to get up on the scaffolding and move the welder, get everything set up. And yeah, if you just tell a little robot, be like, hey, if you see a camera up there, be like, plug welder there.
Here's the VIN. It sets the parameters. It knows what the weld's going to be.
Yeah.
Might be onto something there, Bryce.
Yeah, might have a couple good ideas up here.
Yeah, I don't think we can build it, but Ron probably can.
Yeah.
So
there you go, Ron.
Yeah. Get on that. Yeah. So no, it was a good SEMA. I'd love to get you back out there, at some point.
As I say, I definitely want to go back out there.
Yeah.
Don't know if it'd be next year, but we'll certainly try, depending on the family vacation, if we wind up doing that or not. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll
see what goes on.
I'd love to. We'll see if we can get you out there, and we can do some videos out there, and you take a week off of work, and
Yeah, the main thing is I just got to build up some PTO.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's all in due time, and we got priorities, but
yeah.
So I'd love to get you back out there, but yeah. So it was a good SEMA. It was good to see some some familiar faces. Got to spend some time with Korean Technical School and college instructors at the Craft Breakfast, and then they had an instructor roundtable the next morning, and I went and spent some time with them. I'm giving every Korean Technical School and college instructor in the country free access to Back Bay.
Oh, nice.
So if you're an instructor and you're not currently in Back Bay, send me an email, jason@collisionproassist.com, and I will get you access to Back Bay. I recognize what a challenge it is to get tools, equipment, support for the schools. These schools don't have any money, you know, and so they need to pool their resources for curriculum and for tools and for product. And if I can give them access to a resource, they'll get the Back Bay Pass level. They don't get the Back Bay, Pro level where they can ask a lot of questions back and forth, but they can still see all the content. They can watch the videos. They can use it as a resource piece for their students. And again, they're not going to have access to every type of tool and product and equipment, but if we can give them access to that content in Back Bay, so if
More than what they already have.
If they're using Kiko glue pull equipment, for example, and we can put some Cam Auto equipment in there so they can see what the Cam Auto system looks like and how it's used and how the BTAG system is used. And I think that just helps the school, it helps the student, it helps the instructor. So again, if you're a career technical school and college instructor, or if you're on an advisory committee and you know that your school is struggling to get resources, please email me, jason@collisionproassist.com, and I will get that instructor access to Back Bay. I'm also giving it to second-year technical college students only, not high school. I don't want 18, anybody under 18 in there. And I'm giving them 1 year free access to as well. So again,
nice.
They can use it as a resource as well, and maybe even do some, it can be some assignments. Well, hey, go in Back Bay and find information on this, or use it as a resource. So again, my dad was an educator. He was my automotive instructor. And I saw how difficult it was for him to get resources, and I sit on a couple of advisory committees, and I see how difficult it is for them to get resources. Although it's improved dramatically,
Oh, yeah.
it's improved. But I know there's a lot of other schools that really struggle to get money to do things that they want to do, and they can't do it. So I want to kind of give back and honor my dad, if you will, even to help the schools and get them the resources to make their programs more well-rounded. That makes more qualified entry-level technicians. That helps the shops. That helps the future. That helps the attraction, the retention. So I've got a big plan for Back Bay and what I'm doing here, and it starts with the younger technicians coming into the industry and giving them resources.
For sure. I mean, there's something like Back Bay when I was first starting out. Because a lot of I don't know, especially me, I didn't want to ask questions all the time. You don't want to ask the guy you're mentoring, hey, what's going on here? It's like, I don't understand what they're saying in the procedure.
Yeah.
So something like this to help you, even if it doesn't. I know we're still in the early process of Back Bay, so say it even gives you just a little bit of a lead that you can kind of tumble off of and figure out.
It's 100% right. I mean, the apprenticeship programs in the U.S. have been tried over and over and over again, and there's nothing wrong with the apprenticeship program itself. The problem is it's difficult to get good mentors in shops. Whether that's a mentor working with a technical school student, whether it's a mentor working with an off the street hire, you have to have a special person to be a good mentor. They have to be invested in wanting to be a mentor. I always think back to one meeting I sat in when the shop owner said, well, every time I assign a mentor, like, you can't assign a mentor to somebody. They need to want to be a mentor. They need to be able to have that desire to want to help a young technician. And even, if you've got a good mentor, there comes a point where, again, as a young technician, you go like, do I really want to ask this question again? Or do I really want to ask a question that, like, they probably think I should know the answer to? And it's okay to ask that, but at some point you do get timid, and you do worry about it. You do worry about, you know, what, are you ever going to learn, kid? Like, you know, and we just, again, that's another reason why I've got Back Bay the way. I'm not going to tolerate that. I want it to be a support community. And there's been some questions that have popped up in there. I'm like, well, this is an easy one. This should be something that they should be able to find. But I'm not going to be critical of that because they couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And they're looking to an answer to a question that they've got. And by me telling them that they don't know what they're doing, they should be fixing cars, that doesn't help them. And so I really want Back Bay, I demand that Back Bay is a respectful community that is designed to lift technicians up. You know, that's my role as a chief technician advocate, is to lift technicians up and help technicians, and that's what I'm trying to do with Back Bay. So, and again, I think just starting with the schools and giving those young future technicians some information is going to be helpful in the long run.
Oh, for sure.
Again, as we're going to close out shows from here out, want to encourage you, if you or someone you know or love is struggling with some mental health challenges or thoughts of self-harm, reach out, dial 988, text 988, or visit their website and start the conversation. You matter, and it's important to keep talking about it, and want to make sure that we support our technicians. And so if you need some help, please reach out, 988. We'll see you next time.
See ya.